Let's go. Everybody, welcome to We Beat You. Band-Aid Gang, I'm C-Dub. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. Some troubled times, y'all. Y'all hit that like button. We got 3 in the building. Hey, people, what's going on, man? I said, damn, y'all know what time it is. Justice. Karmelo Anthony. And we gonna get some justice, y'all. We told y'all it's a lot of stuff gonna surface, y'all. We gonna put them on the line. We about to put everything on the line. What up, my boss? Y'all double tap the screen if you're on the vertical side. We appreciate it. I said, damn. Truth be told, in the building 2020. Salute to you, Queen. I'm glad everybody can make it with us tonight on this late live, y'all. They say the people at night, they more dedicated to the game, y'all. I said, damn, hit the like button, y'all. Let's get up in here. Let's go. We're a little bit early, so we just letting everybody marinate, get your wine or whatever you want to do. Because you might need some wine to be able to mellow out a little bit so you can handle what's going on. I said, damn. I'm C-Dub, Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying, and I said, damn, and I'm with them. And we beat you, Band-Aid Gang, that's what we call. Please double tap the screen, let's keep the video in the algorithm because it is a message in everything that we bring out. We had a wonderful live last week. I want to thank everybody the other day for coming through on the platform and seeing all races get along together. Feel free to hit the link. We just ask that you respect this channel. That's what we ask, gang. Y'all get in here. I said, damn. Shouts out to Peanut. Hey, Peanut. Shouts out to Miss Liz. Shouts out to Stevie Rookie Man. Shouts out to everybody that's doing their thing. Shouts out to Yolanda the Great Skills. Y'all make sure y'all check her out on Rumble, y'all. She doing her thing on Rumble, man. Make sure you subscribe to her channel, man. Let's go. Y'all hit that like button. Hey, Miss Clark. Hey, Nurse 59. Y'all get in here. My mods will handle everything in the chat. Anything that they will not get past Nurse 59. So I'm going to do my best not to pay attention to the chat, worry about the chat, because that is being controlled by my mods. My mods will zap your ass real quick if you come in here with that bull crap. This is an open platform for everybody to be able to come express the way they feel. Now, I got somebody on the chopping block there, and it ain't the chopping block. It ain't even the chopping block. But she's gonna answer my questions, and we're gonna actually go through it because I found some more intel, right? And I want to have everybody to welcome Miss Liz to the chat. Band-Aid Gang. Y'all know how we do it. We got Miss Liz up here. Okay. So I'm dropping it down like it's no motion. Okay. I said, damn, let's go. Y'all get here. Band-Aid Gang. Miss Liz, I wanted to surprise you with this one. I don't want to close your eyes. Close your eyes, Miss Liz. Please close your eyes. You got your eyes closed, Miss Liz?
They close.
Let's go. Band-Aid Gang, salute to everybody. I hope Miss Liz's eyes closed, but I believe that she is cheeky. Let's get ready to start our live, Band-Aid Gang. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I know it's getting late, and there's a lot of stuff that we got to cover tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I love the live that we had just the other day, the day before yesterday. It was wonderful. Hey, September Virgo, glad to have you again, Queen. Here's the thing. It's a couple new updates going on the Karmelo Anthony's verdict, the outcome. So, you know, it's some sad times, and we all know this. Hey, Mom, how you doing? it's some sad times going on. So what we do our best is try to cover much as we can. And I did my research and I brought it to the forefront. Um, and we just gonna just kick this off the right way. Now, there's been some things, you guys, that Charleston White has backed out. We hear that. Miss Leah sent it to me today. But before then, I had found some research and I spoke on this on our last live, so I put it on the forefront. Miss Liz, you can open your eyes now. You can open your eyes now, Miss Liz.
Okay, they open.
Okay, now we got her, gang. Now here's the thing. It's a lady right here that we're gonna watch on this video. We're gonna listen to what she has to say about Charleston White. I also got some other clips that I want to share with people so we can actually put these pieces together. Peanut says that t-shirt is freaking disgusting and very distasteful. Absolutely. So we're going to go into this and listen to what this queen has to say about this situation. And Miss Liz, after reading this piece that I put together from, because, hey, like again, y'all, we're going from what's right and what's wrong. We're not looking at color. If you're wrong, we're going to put your ass on blast and we're going to wrap you up with a Band-Aid. That's just what we're going to do. So right here, Miss Liz, let's go straight to the clip. Before I get to that question. Let's go, gang.
Charleston White just dropped the Karmelo Anthony case over his father.
I'm off the case. I'm sending the money back. I ain't putting no goddamn money toward that boy. His daddy too goddamn weak for me. His dad ain't willing to die, kill, or go to jail for nothing. That's on some bills, baby. Karmelo, my heart go out to you if you ever see this video one day. I'd rather stand with the Jeff Metcalf than I would with Karmelo daddy. Nigga is weak.
What he's just saying, why would he say Band-Aid gang? You could have said anything else. See, that's why this lady up here mad, Miss Liz. Because you didn't have to just even say that you would want to go to the Metcalf family. To Jeff. Come on, Charleston White, you got to do better than what you're doing, gang. Now what it look like is a clout chase. And that's what it's starting to look like. So there is more to this video. We just seen the clip. But let's hear what this queen has to say right here, Band-Aid gang.
Okay. All right. I
She
need
couldn't even hear no more.
y'all to listen to me because this video gonna make a lot of sense, okay? Charleston White was never real about this case, okay? He just wanted to have his name attached to what's popping, what's going on, what was big out there, okay? He wanted to put his name in the algorithm because we get paid when our name is in the algorithm. Our videos are in the algorithm. I'm gonna tell you what could have happened. Okay, this little boy, daddy, may have not ever reached out to him, okay, or the mama. And he felt overlooked. I'm doing all this. Nobody never reached out to me. He wanted to go meet them and do a video because that's going to put his name out in the algorithm. Something happened, okay? But it wasn't real from jump, okay? Real recognize real. Charleston White is not real. He say some real shit, but y'all know he hit below the belt. So all of a sudden, now y'all remember in the beginning, he said that the boy was wrong from stabbing a little boy. Y'all remember? Now all of a sudden you come and you want to donate $75,000 and whoop this and blah, blah, blah. And now you come back and say, you taking your name off the case and blah, blah. Come on, bro. And then you drag this little boy daddy. Why? Why you just couldn't say whatever you had to say? Why you had to talk about this little boy daddy?
I agree. Miss Liz, what do you feel about that? Do you feel like he should have even talked about this boy dad? Charleston White is actually bogus. Now, Miss Liz did this Band-Aid gang because, you know, I brought a pack of Band-Aid gangs. We got 27 people in here. Open panel. Link is in the chat. Feel free. We had all type of races up in here the other day. We didn't have all type. We had a white person from the Proud Boys. Troy was his name. And he did very well. So, anybody feel free to come up. So, Ms. Liz, you're awfully quiet over there, right? And I understand.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I don't speak until I'm listening. I'm taking it all in, and then I give my response. Go ahead.
Okay. So, well, Ms. Liz, okay, so when we look at this chat, when we look at this world, because we hope the world see what we bring it to the forefront. So, Ms. Liz, with her saying that, do you feel that it was cool for him to even mention that he felt going, he rather represented Jeff Metcalf? How do you feel about that? And then after looking at this Instagram post that Charleston White posted right here, Band-Aid, I want the world to look at this, because right now, Charleston White, we're going to knock your drawers off. What do you feel about that? Let me read it to the people that don't know how to read, and people, it says right here, Karmelo Anthony watermelon felon t-shirts will be available for purchase at www.therealcharlestonwhite.com. Link in bio. How do you feel about that, Miss Liz? Can you please explain to me?
Well, I don't agree with the t-shirts and the watermelon felon. I don't agree with that. That was out of order. At the end of the day, it's still two grieving families. Now, everybody something transpired between Karmelo Anthony's father and Charleston White. Now, what transpired? I can't tell you. I can't tell you. But something transpired to the point where it pissed Charleston White off that he wanted to remove himself from this case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was doing it for clout. What person would raise $1 million for somebody that they don't know in one day? I don't think it was a clout chase. I think he was genuinely trying to help this family, which he had been doing behind the scenes all along.
But how do we know he really raised $1 million, Miss Liz?
He did. It was private donations.
Do we have proof?
What celebrity is going to be attached to this? You're dealing with, how should I say this? You're dealing with a high-profile case and racists, and apparently people with connections. So he got the money in a day.
Well, let's roll the clip. Let's roll the clip, gang. That's how we got to go right in. Let's dive right in.
Anthony case, I ain't put no goddamn money toward that boy. His daddy too goddamn weak for me. I don't like a weak dad ain't willing to die, kill, or go to jail. That nigga want some bills paid. Karmelo, my heart go out to you if you ever see this video one day. I'd rather stand with the Jeff Metcalf than I would with Karmelo's daddy. Niggas weak, dark side and conservative. I ain't standing with no weak ass black man. I'm off the case. I'm sending the money back. Go get them weak ass nigga Benjamin Crump here. I am removing myself from the Karmelo Anthony's case. I am no longer involved with the family. And here's why. I was starting to feel like I was being used for my influence and my connections and resources. When I tell you we raised over $1 million one day.
How was he feeling like he was being used? See, we got to get down to the middle of that. How does he feel like he was being used?
Come on, dude. You might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. Come on now.
Okay, I'm going.
Listen.
Privately, quietly, they wanted to start another GoFundMe. I said, no, I'm not doing the GoFundMe. They wanted to know after we pay for the pill.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
We right back on them.
Will the money go to them? No. The extra money don't go back to you. It goes back to the people who gave it. It don't go to nothing else. The money is for the pill. His daddy in the way. I don't like weak. I hate weak men. I'd rather stand with a strong daddy like that Metcalf man than his black weak father trying to play victim. Now, nigga, your son still living. Hug him, send him some books to read. I got the money. Let's start to work on the pill. Anything else don't make sense. Nigga, what's wrong with you? And I'm telling the nigga, say, homie, everybody believe you playing for the money, nigga. And I'm starting to believe you using me for it. You want to get the money, but then disassociate yourself from me? Nigga, I'm
There
here
you
for that
go.
part.
So Charleston said he want to get the money and disassociate. This is what Charleston is saying. The daddy want to get the money and disassociate himself. Can you break this down for me, Miss Liz? What you getting out of this so the people can understand what we're seeing right here?
So what he's saying is he doesn't want to be associated or affiliated with Charleston White, but he wants the finances and the funding that Charleston White is bringing to the table. You got to realize some of these, he had three heavy hitter uh, legal counsel, and they were ranging between $450 to $1,000 an hour.
Okay. Pay attention, y'all. Keep tracking.
So then you have to actually file the appeal. That costs money. That's between $100,000 and $200,000. So the daddy, okay, so he's raised
So
$1 million.
everybody,
Go
let me say one thing.
ahead.
Welcome, Peanut. So let everybody know. So, and I'm glad that you say that. So, for people that don't know, as we track it, the appeal would be $100,000 for people that don't know that, because there's a lot of people don't know that, and you're in that field. So say that again. The tickets on what's going on.
Okay, so he had three heavy hitter attorneys.
Three heavy hitters now.
Their rates were between $450 to $1,000 per hour.
Wow.
Per hour. The appeal is maybe $100,000 or more just to file. I have to look up the rate. Then you got to get experts. You're going to have to get a psychologist, psychiatrist, and all these expert witnesses. That costs. So is it going to cost over $1 million? No, it's not going to cost $1 million. But what Charleston White is saying is, okay, I got the money for the appellate process, but you wanting what's left? No. So is he right or is he wrong?
Peanut, you want to add to that?
That's a debatable
do.
topic.
Because I researched it after I got off work today. I was researching what we all, excuse me. Once I got off work today, I was researching what we all discussed yesterday on my live. So I discussed what me and Dove talked about in terms of the prison, and I researched what Miss Liz was saying, because I didn't know. I knew that it would be costly. I didn't know as costly as it would be. And it's definitely going to start for this type of case personally. Now, a regular appeal starts at, I think I researched, and it can go anywhere from 20,000 to 100,000 just for the attorney. And they're speaking about having multiple attorneys, so this can definitely get very close to $1 million. Because I was wondering, because I was just like, dude, you asked for $1 million. And it didn't hit me until I spoke to Miss Liz. And when I started researching, she's completely correct. And that was just her going off, you know, what she knows in terms of the legal process. And the numbers and the figures that she gave last night is completely correct, because that's not even including the expert witnesses. That's not including how much it's going to cost to obtain those court transcripts, because they still have to request all of that through the courts, and that costs money. And then you got filing fees for each thing you file.
Mm-hmm.
So it is definitely going to cost. And I didn't even realize what CW's issue was until you just played that clip. Now
There
it
you
makes
go.
sense to me, because if you don't, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you recall or not, but remember when the family representative Dominique was speaking in terms of the attorney trying to get everyone to distance themselves from certain people.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is what he's also saying. Like, you just want my money and you don't want to acknowledge me. He actually put Carmelo in a private boxing lessons.
Yeah.
So no,
Y'all hear it right
that's,
here, everybody.
yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, this case is starting to get too messy. So everybody cannot be lying on this family at some point, because neither one of the mother has never worked. She was a stay-at-home mom. Well, I'm not gonna say never worked, but she hasn't worked recently. And with this case, the father ended up getting terminated, quit, whatever the case may be. He doesn't work anymore. So they're literally living off people donating. And
Right.
they're not living in what you would consider um mid-class homes. They're definitely living on the high end still. So it's not like they went and got like a little small house just to, you know, pass time, make time a little bit easier. They're not downsizing. I guess that's the best word to say. They're not downsizing anything. They're
So the question that
they're
we have in the
continue.
chat, is it true that Cardi B donated money?
She has not donated.
She has not donated,
She
Ernest.
she has not donated unless she has donated privately. She has not donated.
All those donations that Charleston got was private.
Those were private donations, and he said he's sending all the money back to the people that donated.
Okay, so on this next clip, everybody, we're gonna share on this next clip. Thank you, Peanut. Um, I think we tracking and we on the right track right now. Everything's rolling smooth. So thank you, everybody. If you're on the vertical side, please double tap the screen. That will keep the video in the algorithms. We thank you for joining us tonight. Um, let's go from here. I'm gonna stop her real quick, but this is new. I want everybody to tell me how true this is. Everything is alleged under Act 107. Fair use under 107, but everything is alleged because we have to say that. But we try to give out good information to everybody on YouTube, and we try not to be biased towards anything. So let's rock a show.
So why is no one talking about the fact that Frisco ISD won't be releasing the video footage of Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf? The Attorney General even signed off on it.
So why ain't nobody talking about that? District attorney here signed off that this video on Carmelo, what happened to Carmelo Anthony, will not be released.
They have been speaking about it, bro. All the content creators and all the bloggers that have requested that footage have been posting about it. Hey, they have been talking about it. They've been posting screenshots and doing lives about the email that they received, because that's how they got it. They emailed them, letting them know that the attorney general said, you're not getting this video.
That's that's wicked. So what is
Yeah,
that
I think
saying to everybody?
I think you came in later on in my live last night when I mentioned that. Like, everybody started slowly receiving those emails. I want to say on Friday. I think it was Thursday or Friday, they started slowly receiving those emails. So everybody that has requested that footage should have that email by now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all hearing it right here, gang. Let's continue to track. Let's rock a show.
The Texas judge.
Now this is what me and I had a conversation on Peanut's channel about this, and I put this in an order so we can all really understand that Carmelo Anthony could be actually in danger. As the clips play, I will do commentary and I will stop them. But this is the judge that was on the case before, which is Angela Tucker. And I do believe Miss Leah's, when it comes to Angela Tucker, do you think that they took Angela Tucker off of this case for a reason?
Oh yeah.
For this outcome?
Yeah.
Was she taken off, or did she drop herself down after the death threats? Well, the unaliving threats. My apologies.
I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was a little bit of both.
Mm. My mom said Deion Sanders donated $200,000. Thank you, Deion Sanders. Tell us it's beyond racism. If not, release ASAP. Now, I'm glad you said that. Did everybody know that Erline Musk said drop the video? Yeah, Erline Musk. He said drop the video. Let's continue. Let's look what happened to Angela Tucker when she had took this case. Let's go, gang.
To reduce the bond for 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony. Since her decision, Tucker has received racist threats and attacks from Metcalf supporters. If the individual responsible is identified, potential charges could include unlawful disclosure of residents' address or telephone number and obstruction or retaliation.
So the Aryan Brotherhood has a hit put out on Karmelo Anthony, according to this guy.
So I just got word from one of my followers that happens to be locked up in a Texas prison as we speak. The Aryan Brotherhood of Texas already has a hit out on Karmelo Anthony. Shot callers have already made the hit. There's a lot of money behind this one, and it will be handled accordingly. Soon as Karmelo Anthony touches down in a Texas prison, justice will be served.
So this is somebody that has clearly never been in jail before. Karmelo Anthony's going to be fine in jail. I mean, unless you get into it with somebody else or something. But let me tell you how this works. For one, the Aryan Brotherhood and the Texas prison, that's not California. You get what I'm saying? That's not California. And the prison system has a code.
Now, everybody, this brother is wrong. He's saying it's not California Aryan Brotherhood. This guy is thinking, Peanut and Miss Liz, that the Aryan Brotherhood is small as just only being in California. That's not true.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, we spoke about that last night.
Yes. So the Aryan Brotherhood, September Virgo, March 59, they're everywhere. And not only that, they got the Saxton Knights, they got the Dirty White Boys, they got a whole bunch of other prison gangs. So let the people know, yes, he could be in danger. And if we go back to what I showed earlier, that's
Miss Liz, you have a bad echo.
Yeah, I'm getting echo, Miss Liz.
Okay.
Okay, so check this out. So everything that we put on the timeline, I put it there so we can build off everything, so we can just make sure this whole live flows smooth and the people can get the right information. So let's go back to the part where the young lady on the video that we just played first, where she said that they are trying to make sure that nobody get a chance to see that video again. And if you look at what we have been seeing on social media, mostly some of the people, and you can disagree with me if you want, Miss Liz, Peanut, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard the same story piece by piece. So I hear some things that it's the same story from people, but when they continue to tell the story, some of the stuff is different from what another person tells. Some of the pieces are the same. And I'm speaking for the people that actually went to see the actual video. So if they're trying to hide the video, right, gang, for nobody to see, is there because there possibly is a hit. Now remember, this young man was an A student, right? If I'm not mistaken. She had a 3.5 GPA, right?
He had a 3.7. I think it was 3.7 or 3.8.
3.7, 3.8. Not only that, he was the captain, let's track, of the football team. He was the captain. So that means he was hella good at football. Possibly could have been an NFL star, an upcoming scholarship. So this seems to me that Karmelo Anthony was targeted because he was tearing their ass up in football. So if you know football, yes, you got the jocks. When you in my school, you shouldn't be over here. And these kids had that mentality. They was coming over there to bully him because he was probably running up and down the football field, scoring on their ass. And when you look at them 200-pound boys, they wanted to be football stars too. So we had a lot of testosterone flowing, right, gang? We had a lot of that going on. Let's not forget that. But at the end of the day, let's get to the prison part. So I'm thinking that this was a setup. And I can't say it went deep as the coaches, or maybe they wanted to rough him up a little bit, but he happened to protect himself. See, this is the coach's responsibility. The coach has something big to do with this. So let me say this. Now, let me give it to the people like this. When you go to prisons, and a lot of people don't know, not all prisons are populated the same. And this is from someone that I done time, so I know. Not all prisons are evenly populated. They can send you to a prison that has more white people than black people. And then in this case, that he would have been better off going to Huntsville Penitentiary because it's more black people there. So the black
Well,
people
no, I pulled the demographics.
Okay, what you get?
I pulled the demographics earlier. The one that he's at now, is the majority of it is elders. It's elders in there and individuals that have medical issues. So wheelchair bound and everything else like that. And still the majority is still classified as black. It's just not as many young folks there.
Okay, that sounds good. That's good. I'm glad
Yeah,
you did
so
research on
I
that.
remember because I was thinking about it because I was jotting down things you were speaking last night, and I was like, and then I thought about it when I was at work. I was like, snap, let me go on ahead and start looking up this stuff that Miss Liz and Dove spoke about last night while it's on my mind, and I started researching everything. So, but the thing is, it's both the intake and a permanent location. So there's no telling if he's going to stay there or if they're going to move him again.
Right. So I think it's still cool that we all are putting information out, that people are watching his moves, so nothing happens to him. So let's listen to this. So he's actually been marked. So let's go, gang.
Of their own. You get what I'm saying? See, they have their own race riots going on all the time in prison. They don't let what happens on the street influence the time that they're doing, because if they start a race riot in prison, oh, it'll be bad. And nobody wants a race riot in prison. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to spread from prison to prison to prison. And they don't want that. So I don't know who his buddy is that told him this, but that's all false information. It doesn't work like that. They live by a different code in prison, for real.
I don't know about you guys,
Now listen, y'all.
but the first person that I hear about that attacks Karmelo Anthony in prison, I will be putting money on their books.
Yeah, it's illegal to solicit a felony that involves physical force against another person. It violates Title 18 United States Code Section 373, solicitation of a crime of violence.
Yep.
Anytime you get on the internet, command, hire, or encourage somebody else to commit a physical act of violence against another person, you have violated that federal statute and you will go straight to jail. It also violates numerous state statutes in every single state. So the internet, do your thing, dude. This dude's that's definitely chargeable, bro. That was not an ingest comment. It's got 158,000 views, which actually compounds the harm. So yeah, do your thing, internet. Find out who that guy is, where he is. You know, you can make little complaints to the FBI, local police, wherever he is, and
put him in jail.
He's probably going to jail. Good
Yeah,
job, guys.
especially if person initiated it.
You guys just committing crimes on the internet.
Right.
So funny, man. Anyways, enjoy the karma, dude.
For over a year, Austin Metcalf's dad said the same thing over and over. He said,
Now, another person who comes up, she's not biased. She's not biased. But when she goes into this story, everybody, you're going to be thinking, oh, here goes somebody that's going for the Metcalf family. Just listen how she starts off.
May I say something before you click play, if you don't mind, bro? With that being said, what the previous gentleman was speaking of, not only will you get in trouble for soliciting, if something happens because you solicited, you're going to be charged with the same crime as the person that did it. It happens all the time. Like when you have a husband, a wife, significant other, whatever the case may be, friend that solicit folks to unalive somebody, they get the exact same charges as someone else that actually physically did the crime. So you're not just going to get in trouble for just soliciting. If he is physically injured, you're going to get that same charges that other individual did. And it's going to be on a federal level if you're not in that same state. Once you cross state lines, it's over for you.
Come on up, Dr. E. So you hear what she said, y'all. It's over for you. So they're going to track right him. And that actual dude, Peanut, he deleted his profile. He hid his profile. I did some updating on that. So he hid his profile, that white dude. But it ain't like you can hide. That's your IP address. What's up, Kamikaze? Kamikaze says, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Okay, weather's good. He's listening in. All right, let's go, gang. Now, listen, again, she starts off smoothly. She's not being biased. Why is there so many white people, right? And salute to all my white people. And so many racist white people and people going out here making racial remarks. But there's so many people that speak in the opposite. See, the truth is you can't hide the truth. Let's go, gang.
This was never about race. He said it after.
He said it's never about race. Now let's go.
After the death. He said it at the sentencing. We all bleed the same color. He asked people not to politicize his kid's death. And honestly, a grieving father asking the world not to turn his dead son into a racial fight, I can respect that. But then the gag order lifted and suddenly he went on a podcast. And what did he say on that podcast?
I got a new name for Mellow, okay? How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? Because 400 years ago, someone actually sold you to us, and we took you over here and put you to work. And then we had a civil war to free your ass. And now you want to talk shit? Oh, man.
So, I'm not just saying it to be wrong, but white people, you went over there. The Polish, y'all went over the Polish people. They went on over there, right? Meddling. They went over there meddling. Not everybody in Africa sold us. Y'all was going over there taking, too. Then you start putting a ransom for them little snitches and trying to get the cover up instead of you coming and they know it's coming. So you had a couple black people selling. See, almost the same situation. You went over and bullied. You came over bullying. The same situation, just a little bit different. Let's continue.
So oppressed. You couldn't even vote 1960. Look how far you've come. Look at all the free shit we give you.
Wow.
The free shit.
You're fucking entitled.
Wait a minute.
All the free shit.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he said that. But it's funny to me that he says that he doesn't want to politicize his son's unaliving, but he was the main one that was sharing CK's unaliving and making it about politics.
But quick question. Why was he placed on a gag order?
Because of his politics. He used his page to spread hateful politic messages, pro-Trump stuff, pro Charlie Kirk stuff. Like I went down a whole rabbit hole about the dad last week. He is the reason why the gag order was put into place.
So,
I honestly wish
wow.
they would not have put the gag order on him because he would have damaged his own son's case. That's just, oh, excuse me, I've been talking all day. My apologies. That's just my personal opinion. Is that he's the reason why the gag order was put in place, and they could not just give him one, so they issued it to everyone to be fair, quote unquote, quotation, to be fair, which is why he was so upset because he knows that he is the reason why the gag, because nobody else had an issue with the gag order. He was the only one that did.
Wow.
For 14 months, he told us that race had nothing to do with it. And the second the restraint was lifted, that's when it came out. On purpose, for attention. And I'm going to be honest, because that's all I know how to be on here. When I hear a grown man say that deliberately, I can't help where my mind goes. I think about what gets said when there's no cameras running. Now, I don't know his home. I'm not going to pretend I do. But I know what that word carries. And I know it didn't come from nowhere.
Uh-oh.
And the reason why this matters is that Black families said from the start that race was in this case. And they were told by him, by half the country, no, you're imagining it. They were told to stop seeing what they were seeing, and then the man at the center of it proved them right. Gaslighting 101. I'm not here to mock a father that lost a son. I know firsthand that grief is real. I've watched my dad go through it for the last 20 years. I'm not going to touch that, but grief doesn't turn racism into something else. It doesn't get a pass because of where it comes from. So you watch what a man says the moment the gag order lifts, because that's who he actually is.
Karmelo. So what did you think he taught his children? He embedded that in his children. It stuck with him. And it's sad, gang. It's sad because it is racist.
Now you see why one of the questions that was asked to potential jurors was if they were MAGA. And what are their thoughts on the current climate of this country and immigration? Now you see why those questions was asked. Now you see why those jury questions, before they even make it to the second stage, they had 2 pages to fill out honestly before they made it to the second stage. They had over 600 potential jurors that had to fill out that 2-page paper. Second stage, they were asked about their political party because of the father's freaking post. This is why the family said everything appeared to be going well until the trial actually started, because that attorney was asking those important questions. And then once the trial started, he just let the state do their work.
All the setup, y'all.
Yeah, that was a damn setup.
Right to self-defense. I mean, technically, he did. He's supposed to, but Black American men, women, and children in this country don't actually have that. They are not protected by the law in that way. They are not even protected by the law when they are innocent children just walking home with their snacks and a hoodie on, or they're playing with a toy at the park. Black Americans, despite what the law says, aren't actually given the opportunity to defend themselves, because again, they aren't even given the opportunity to exist safely. So you can tell me that he had a fair trial, and I'm telling you, no, he fucking didn't. He didn't have a fair life. He doesn't have a fair existence. How the fuck could he have a fair trial in a justice system that is not only upholding anti-Blackness and white supremacy, but was built to sustain those institutions? Police agencies appear to be much more likely to characterize a killing as self-defense or justifiable when the victim is a Black male. Overall, fewer than 2% of homicides by civilians are classified as justifiable, but in cases when a Black man was killed by a non-Hispanic white civilian over the last 3 decades, almost 17% were ruled justifiable. Examining data sets from the FBI, reporters found that police label killings of Black males by white people justifiable more than 8 times as often as others, and this racial disparity persists across cities, different ages, different weapons, and different relationships between killer and victim. In contrast, in cases where a Black civilian killed a white person, just 0.8% were ruled justifiable. This boy, this adorable boy, was murdered by police because he had a toy. A grand jury declined to even indict the 2 men responsible for his murder. The United States Department of Justice said that it did not condone the officer's actions, but there was not enough evidence to charge them with a crime. Tamir Rice being gone, for doing nothing but being a fucking child wasn't enough evidence for them to charge them with a fucking crime. We just found out that Rick Chow will walk free after chasing Cyrus Carmack Belton out of his store for allegedly stealing a bottle of water. He shot him in the back. He shot this boy, this baby boy. Do not tell me that Karmelo Anthony was given a fair fucking shot, not only in that trial, but at that school and in life. Don't fucking tell me that. I am heartbroken for all of the families involved. I'm heartbroken for a family mourning the loss of their son. I'm heartbroken for the family of Karmelo Anthony and for Karmelo Anthony himself, for all of the reasons I just mentioned. This is a fucking disgrace. Nobody actually wins, because every time we do this, every time white America, every time the white nationalist, white supremacist justice system and police and government do this, we lose more of our humanity.
Because I'm not going to deal with Jeff Metcalf and him and his family bullied us out of our seat, which is the whole reason we're here in this trial. That's how this trial came to be, is because his kids are bullies and want to bully people out of their seat. And what did he do? He turned around and sat and did it to all of us inside the courtroom and laughed about it.
Because they got the first.
So where do you think his kids learn to be bullies at? According to their environment. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay,
That's
so
not
media
true.
from inside the Karmelo Anthony trial has come out and said that Karmelo has not been treated fairly during these proceedings. And on top of that, she said the courts allowed the Metcalf family to make her and others move out of their seats.
No, they're not going to be sequestered right now. They're working on the jury charge. Come back in the morning for opening or for closing statements, and then the jury will deliberate. When they're done deliberating, the judge said they can call it whatever time they want to, but they're going straight to a hotel.
I know you're going to be here at 12.
Oh, there was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black.
That's not true. What the young lady stated in terms of being bullied out her seat, that is not true. All the families were assigned seating, and she was sitting where that family was supposed to be seated. So no one bullied her out of her seat. As much as I don't want to defend this family, with what, well, I'm not gonna say this family. I don't want to defend the father. I'm not a fan of the father, but she was not bullied out her seat. There was assigned seating for the family, as there always is during trials, and she was sitting where they were supposed to be sitting, and they said something and she had to get up.
Be unbiased, you dumb If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent, you can't even fill out a form correctly.
Damn.
You don't even know who your daddy is because
He's head of the clan. Shit, he's a racist.
Miss Liz, you didn't see this video yet?
Vicious. Super vicious and super racist, man. They gang. We seeing this in real time.
This your first time seeing this, Miss Liz?
Oh yeah. I haven't watched nothing from the dad.
Oh, he went on a 2 hour. I think it might have been longer than 2 hours. Actually, it was either right at 2 hours or a little bit longer than 2 hours.
If Karmelo gets if he gets that legal team hired, he can win his appeal off of this alone.
The jury was not mostly Indian and Asian. Please stop, because I literally posted a picture of that, and I'm about to send it to my bro so he can show it. The jury was not mostly Asian and was not mostly Asian and Indian. Stop that. You had one Indian jury on there.
Stop playing with us.
You had one Indian, and you had a Muslim up there.
Channel. You in the wrong spot, gang. We'll get you up out of here real quick. Let's go. Now listen, gang. We got stuff to go. Let's go, Band-Aid gang.
78% of you don't have your father in the home anymore. You got baby mamas running.
Racist. Look at him. I said, damn. So whoever in that chat getting done, we ain't got to do you all type of ways. He out here doing y'all all type of ways. Don't be mad at us because we found it and we bring it to the forefront. Because see, what we doing, we just sit back and cruise control. We sit back cruise control. Yeah, and we watching racist white people in real time. And guess what else we watching? I know you're going to be madder than 10 people. We watching white people. White people, gang. Some of the people that's coming here, I'm going to just go over here because all white people with us. Nah, ain't no white people with y'all.
What does he do for a living? This Jeff Metcalf.
White people telling the truth, gang. Saying Karmelo never had a chance. So don't come talking to us. See, I'm cool because it took a lot of white people to go down there and march with us too. See, this ain't the racist channel. You're in the wrong place. We just bringing it to you in the right place. We know this man didn't have a fair trial. I don't care if you flag red, white, and blue because we all live in the same place. So I said, damn. Now somebody said as a black woman, and hey, you probably ain't even black, but you probably ain't even black, gang. Stop playing with us. Metcalf is right. As a black woman, I agree with him. Stop playing. You ain't black. You ain't black. You just watch the rest of this. You ain't black. Let's go, gang.
Around with 8 kids so they can get EBT cards to feed you all.
They ain't feeding nobody on EBT. Are you fucking
They're only
kidding
black
me?
people. White
And
people do
most
the
of
same.
the people on EBT are white.
Exactly.
That's a lie.
They forgot that we know they live all up in Virginia, all up in them sticks up there. They all kind of trash in front of. I see it all the time. See, I'm a truck driver, so I go all them back roads, I see all them trashy ass houses with all them regular ass cars sitting up out of there, and half of everybody look like they inbred with each other. I can't make this shit up. I ain't lying to you. I ain't gonna sit up there and sell you no dream. I'ma just no. They all up in them backwoods, looking like a goddamn fool and want to get mad at us. Because that woman liked it. We can't help that. We can't help that you wanted to go get the big buck slave, right? And you wanted to go gamble and beat other slaves, and you wasn't spending no time with your wife. Yeah, you didn't want to spend no time with your wife. And so they snuck the Mandingo man in there and started and he was knocking your wife down when you was out there betting other slaves. And see, that's what happened. You went out there betting other slaves so they kill each other while your wife was at the house with the other buck slave that you left, but you picked the slave, and your wife said, yeah, pick him, because he had that Mandingo. And you just mad because we got the Mandingo. That's all it is, gang. Just make it make sense. I said, damn, that's what it is. Don't be mad at me, because when you're riding with your wife, she see us in all type of shapes and sizes, dreadlocks, low fades, and we looking good with what we be done did. And they so mad about it. See, you know you're wrong for training them women like that too. Training them women in that car while you ride with your wife. Are you over there looking at that nigger for? But you trying to train that woman. That's what you did. And you try to train that woman in the car and make them hate. Don't you bet you like it? Why are you looking in that black guy's car? See, that's the type of stuff that you be doing. Yeah, the Mexicans be doing the same thing. I can't make this shit up. Sum up. Now let's keep rocking the show.
Call them out just as hard as I'll call you out. Anybody who doesn't work, who wants free government handouts, who wants to live in a socialistic society, move to Russia. And normally, I don't normally attack people like this, but I have been cooped up and caged up in this anger, and this is something I'm trying to work on. I need to develop it and funnel it into a more constructive way. But tonight is the one time I'm going to allow myself. It's okay. Tonight, I'm going to allow myself to say what I really want to say. Because most of the time, I don't say what I want to say because it's not correct. Just because you think something doesn't mean you believe it. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it a fact.
You got female tendencies. That's why your wife ain't with you. That's why your wife didn't want to stand with you. She caught you watching that gay porn allegedly. You know, you all shake. You weird. See, that's what it is. See, you talk them boys. The wife didn't even want to stand next to you, gang. She didn't want you came up here cloud check. Where your wife at? Where your wife at, gang? Where your wife at? Where you teaching them, son, them all that? Now look what happened to your son. Look what happened to your son. Now we gonna do you all
doing all the talking.
I said, damn.
One quick thing, bro. Do you need me to go to? Do you want me to drop down and go to the vertical side?
Bro, what's going on?
The comments on the vertical side. Do you want me to drop down and go to the vertical side, or are you okay?
No, you good. We let them. The mods got everything. MFD got everything in control.
Okay.
We good. Now listen, gang. On this clip right here. This clip right here. She gonna drop a gem on y'all right here. Let's get straight to the meat and potatoes. Let's go, Band-Aid gang.
Out there can't seem to grasp that Austin Metcalf was the bully in this situation. Let's look at this picture.
White people, that racist white people. Not all white people, racist white people. A black person ain't up here telling the story. This is a white girl. This is a white girl up here telling the story. So don't be mad at me. Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I said damn. So don't be mad at me or my people. Because your people up here telling the story. So don't come with the racist shit because people know right from wrong. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It got what to do with what's right and what's wrong. Let's go.
You can see down here is the tent. Now, it's possible that this tent was slightly moved in order to gather evidence more efficiently. After all, there was inclement weather that day. But here you can see where the team clearly had all of their stuff. Now, as you can see from this clear picture, that right here where this tarp is clearly where the incident happened. This tarp is clearly preserving evidence, and that is the trail in which Austin walked away. Now, as someone who did sports her entire life, I can tell you that the prosecution's claim about tent culture is absolute BS. In fact, one of the most fun things about sports when you were a kid was when rain delays would happen and you could go visit people in other tents and hang out with them. Karmelo was sitting all the way up here when Hunter Metcalf decided he was going to sit in front of him.
He was sitting on the bleacher in front. So he was sitting on the bleacher with his back to it. Hunter stood up. No. So what, 2 feet?
The defense called this out in one of the witnesses, saying if he was outside of the tent with his friend, what was wrong with that? And the witness...
He's told, allegedly, the daddy done told and said he wasn't even under the tent. So we getting all type of information, gang, and stuff is going to get leaked. And we gonna find out. So, allegedly, he wasn't under the tent. You just heard that from the daddy. Because, see, the kids was telling all type of stories. You know why? Because kids lie. But you know why? Because they are creatures of havoc. So they ain't going to tell the parents everything they goddamn done did. Let's continue.
Don't say that.
No, you know what I'm talking about since the kids lie. They creatures of havoc.
Lord, bro.
They showing you, they kicking you in the stomach when you're pregnant with them. They ready to come out and start some stuff. When the baby already kicking you in the stomach and stuff, they creatures of havoc. And that's, you go to any counselor and they gonna tell you a child is a creature of havoc. We have to teach the child, nurture the child. We have to teach them what's right from wrong. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, yeah, they ain't telling the parents the whole story because allegedly, let me drop this and go to this. Allegedly, Band-Aid gang, this what really had done happen. When they go look at the tape, when you go look at the tape, Band-Aid gang, this what happened.
The full tape.
The full tape, gang. This what really had done happen. When you look at the full tape, like sis said, when you go look at the full tape, this is what we get. That's why I say we getting all type of different information, but which is the right information. Let's go.
It was all kind of things. Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then
So Austin pushed, and Hunter hit. So Hunter stole up on Karmelo Anthony, gang. And because his brother stole off on him, his other brother lost his life. So Hunter didn't say that on the tape that y'all see, right? When you see him saying, "Oh, my brother took his backpack," so we gonna say he stole it because he stole his backpack. He took his backpack. He took his personal property from him. They surrounded him, and guess what? Austin took the bag and Hunter stole off on him. So Hunter, the one that's still living, stole up on him. I said, damn. So now let's continue.
Everybody swung. But at the same time,
So it's more than the twins that got some licks on them. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you got Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the darker boy here.
Okay.
I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while they were talking, kind of pushing or whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you ain't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here. But once they did that, they started hitting him. Karmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away.
And they pulled him in.
Actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see.
And pulled him in. And pulled him in, y'all. Let's get straight to it, y'all. We covering as much as we can. Let's go.
Witness said it was because he was in proximity to the tent. So if the coach had texted Austin earlier that day telling him he needed to step up and be a leader, then why was it only 6 minutes that he arrived, that he went straight to Anthony? Prosecutor himself said that Austin had...
It's almost like some gang stuff. Same thing. Only there for 6 minutes as he arrived, gang. And they was already on him. They didn't want him there. The coach gave them a police job. After being what, gang? Suspended from the team.
Had only been in the stadium for 6 minutes before he was stabbed. It was only 15 minutes from the moment that the twins entered the stadium to when he was held away in handcuffs. Karmelo immediately ran to his coach and hugged him. Does that sound like a murderer or like somebody who was scared? To be clear, right here it says that none of the videos that they saw actually showed the altercation or the stabbing. And the images are not clear enough because of the rain, as well as people walking around holding umbrellas and crossing in front of the path of the camera. What they don't want to tell you about Karmelo is that he was not only captain of the football team, captain of the track team. He had a 3.7 GPA while holding down 2 jobs. He was 5'8" and 130 pounds. The Metcalf twins are 6'1" and 213 pounds, which is 83 pounds heavier than Karmelo. And one of the people that testified today was the detective of the Crimes Against Children unit. Y'all remember how I said Eddie was pretending to take...
Hit that like button, gang. We bringing it to you raw. Hit the like button. We building right now. Let's go.
A video. That detective was the one who talked to Eddie and looked at the phone. The defense asked him if they found any deleted photos on the phone, and the detective said he's not sure. Why? Because he didn't actually confiscate the phone and look at it. Someone who was actually in the courtroom on Saturday had this to say.
Karmelo Anthony didn't just go into the tent. He asked, is it okay if I sit here? And even made small talk with the kid next to him about the weather, using the words, crazy weather, huh? To which the kid responded, yeah, it is. Not only that, we found out that Eddie, Karmelo's friend, when he realized that Karmelo was in the tent, actually switched seats with another kid so that he and Karmelo could be seated next to each other and talk.
And now word on the street is that Hunter was called to testify, but didn't show up. That's why there was that very long lunch delay. Some places are reporting that it was them trying to bargain and get a plea deal. But if that was the case, why not do a Hail Mary?
Because they knew that attorney that wasn't going to make Karmelo take the stand. It was all a setup. That's what they was doing. They set this all up. His attorney railroaded him, gang.
And put Karmelo on the stand. Why rest their case if they were so concerned with how it was going?
Bingo.
If Karmelo is found guilty, it is very likely that he could get a mistrial solely because of this.
Jeff Metcalf allegedly was helping one of the witnesses answer the questions in your comments section of that video. Everyone was saying like, "Oh, who is this woman? She's just biased, saying anything." And then Court TV or Law and Crime, YouTube page with like 1 million something followers, their reporter said the exact same thing.
That is literally witness tampering.
There's so much bothering me about this Karmelo Anthony trial. There are videos out like this.
This kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see.
Now, in that video, you hear Hunter clearly say it was him and Austin going at Karmelo. You also hear him say that Austin grabbed Karmelo's bag, but no witness testified to that. The defense didn't ask anybody about that. Like, what in the hell is going on? So you mean to tell me that Austin walked up 5 bleacher rows to get to Karmelo? He was yelling at Karmelo, him, his brother, and...
So we look right here. The witness agreed with the prosecution, y'all. With the prosecution, that Hunter was not involved in the incident and that no one ganged up on Anthony. The witness, y'all. Matthew testified that Hunter never joined the conversation. Hunter told everything. We got people that see the tape. This is a buffoonery, y'all. This is straight bullshit. Look at this. Look at the statements. They right here. They all over the United States of America. We seeing it. They private in the video for people to go see. And everybody can't see it. Put the video out so everybody can have their opinion. They railroaded the guy. They railroaded him. This is why, and you know, I ain't gonna get mad about it, but this is the reason that young man gonna walk. But what we need to worry about, everybody, is he gonna survive where they transporting this boy at? Is it going to be another distraction for Donald Trump to swindle his way out of the Epstein files? Y'all see, they got it in his pocket. You see what I'm saying? I'm usually not really wrong. So depending on these Epstein files starting to surface, and Trump ain't got something new to bring out to cover it up while we over there fighting in Iran, when they can't cover up the Epstein files and more stuff start coming out and people testifying, are they going to try to take out Karmelo Anthony to distract us and have us acting a damn fool about this case so they can continue, so Trump can keep on doing what they doing? See, I can't make this shit. I'm just telling you the truth. This is why they try to sabotage my channel. I just get better and better with what I do, and I'm going to do them all type of way. A distraction, gang. See, they holding this in their pocket, Peanut, Miss Liz. They like, okay, look what we see right here. The witness agreed with the prosecution, gang, that Hunter was not involved in the incident. We just heard the black man say that Hunter swung through the first punch. Hunter was there. You see, plain and simple, that both of them approached Karmelo Anthony. They both approached him. But the witness agreed with the prosecution. Matthew also testified that Hunter never joined the conversation. And he sat there and told you what his brother did and all that. Hunter was there. And that appeared that Anthony wanted to start the fight. How does that make sense that Anthony wanted to start the fight, gang? He didn't come to them. They came to him. So how does it look like that Anthony wanted to start the fight? The witness said Hunter, Austin's twin brother, played no role in the incident and only went to his brother's aside after he was stabbed. That is so untrue. Karmelo Anthony will walk with the proper representation. Some good attorneys, he's going to walk. But we got to worry about what's going to happen to him while he's locked up now. And we just pray for that young man, because this is why you got white people out here now that's actually coming out like, hey, this was a bogus case. They railroaded that young man. So if anything happens to him, people, because remember, it's us against our government. Our government don't give a damn about us. They don't care about us. We see that our government now is bigger than the mob. We knew they was the mob, right? But we didn't know that they was eating children and hunting children down and sacrificing children and eating blood. Hell yeah, they got to cover that up, gang. They got to do everything in their power to cover up that they got reptilians. They didn't came out with the alien agenda. They came out everything to hide what's going on. Man, we'd have never thought that we saw these people. We saw that these people be out here drinking blood. Human sex trafficking. Children. The president. And you know how you know it's racial? This is racial. How the hell a man got 34 felonies and he won and back in the office again? Stop playing with us. They doing this shit right in front of our face, and you gonna sit back and say the black man is playing the race card game? 34 felonies, had people acting a fool in front of the White House, did something that has never been done before, and was able to get elected again and doing whatever he want to? And you telling me this ain't no racial situation going on? You got to be out your mind. If you think that we just supposed to sit there and act like we didn't see what happened at the White House, that we didn't hear everything that happened with Jeffrey Epstein, everything and all these people that's in those files, hell yeah, they got to cover that up. That they were hunting little children. Hunter? Is it because his name Hunter? Because he was hunting for Karmelo Anthony. Yeah, they came up there hunting for Karmelo Anthony. See, the hunter swung first. I can't make this shit up. We ain't got to live like this. Yeah, no, we ain't got to live like this. See, we're going to expose the truth. And that's just what it is. Let's go, Band-Aid gang.
Like, what in the hell is going on? So you mean to tell me that Austin walked up 5 bleacher rows to get to Karmelo? He was yelling at Karmelo. Him, his brother, and his friend were standing over Karmelo, and Karmelo was the aggressor in the situation. Karmelo was provoking him. Although Austin is yelling at him, Austin is walking towards him. Austin grabs his bag, according to his brother, and then grabs him by the shoulder and shoves him. But Karmelo is the aggressor in this situation. Like, I don't understand any of it. Like how the girl testified that she don't know Austin, that she don't know Karmelo. However, she know that this is not about race. You don't know how Austin or Karmelo feel. So how can you say you know for sure this isn't about race? How can you say that you didn't see what actually took place because you were watching the event on the track, but you know that this was not self-defense? Like, y'all, none of this shit is making sense to me. I am sorry, y'all. This trial has aggravated me. I am taking a 1-week break from trials, y'all. Listen, when I have more updates, I'll let y'all know. The family do have ways that y'all can help them. Look into all of those things.
He never killed that child. He failed.
Yes.
He fell on him. And the knife was, he had the knife in his hand.
Now, this is an elder lady.
Didn't I say that? I said that, bro.
What you said?
I literally said that. I literally said when he had it out, it literally was that boy's momentum that literally did this work. Yep. Because he had him up in the air. That was a big boy. He was tall and big.
And this lady saw the tape. And Pino, you did say that. Now listen, y'all. Let's go back and listen to what she said.
To all of those things.
He never killed that child. He failed.
Yes.
He fell on him. And the knife was, he had the knife in his hand.
Well, it wasn't a knife.
What was it?
It was it's a tool that they tighten up their track cleats with.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, so he never bought a knife.
Yeah.
So that came out in the courtroom yesterday. That
It never was a knife.
You don't want to sit down?
Richard, can I have my wallet?
Yes.
Let me just
Yeah, because I don't want you to fall.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to fall. I'm standing. I'm not going to fall. I'm not moving. I've got my legs wrong.
You say my legs still. Say my legs okay.
My legs are, well, they don't, but if I can sit down, I'll be happy.
Yes.
But anyhow, that's what I'm here for, and I was hoping the card is not out yet.
Right. We're probably going to get out around 6 o'clock.
That's what I thought. That's what they said, and we've got another hour. And I just want to, I'm not going to. What's your name? Kathy.
Thank y'all so much. And sir, thank you so much. Very much so. We thank y'all for standing and just.
He's not. Thank you. And, okay, so it was the cleat. And he had that in his hand.
Yeah, the tool, it's like a little tool like this, like a screwdriver.
So he was
Completely, because you're allowed to have that tool as a track athlete to tighten up the cleats.
Yeah. Okay, and he had it in his hand, and the other kid fell on mine.
Well, I can say fell on it, but if we're being completely honest, with four guys like wailing on you, and they're overpowering, you know. Oh, you want it.
You said
Yes, she does.
That's why I said.
Gotcha.
That's why I've always said he was innocent.
So the footage from the footage that you saw was Austin Metcalf actually falling on the object. Now, at what point of the video, like how long into the video before he actually fell on it?
He went over there to confront him.
Exactly.
He pulled out that blade to protect himself, and the other kid, the white kid.
Do you mind if I record?
But I don't want to be on TV or anything.
No.
Yeah, we don't trust the news media.
Yeah,
but our own podcasts and things like that, they don't report it. They end up saying it is a knife.
No, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, social media.
Live or anything.
Yes, again, my name is Tony Sturdivant. I was one of the individuals that put in a FOIA request to see the video. What I saw was starkly different from the testimony that I heard given in the trial. There were 6 kids that walked up, 2 splintered off. I guess that part of was introduced in the trial where they went to deflect the coach. The other 4 walked directly to Karmelo Anthony. There was a brief conversation, I say maybe 20, 30 seconds. And from there, a scuffle ensued. It didn't last long. Karmelo backed up the canopy. He looked one way, looked to the left, and flew down those bleachers. Now, this is the video that was presented to us. This is the questions that I have, though. Why wasn't that video presented in court? And is it the true video? Because, again, it's starkly different from the testimony given in the trial. Karmelo Anthony flew down those bleachers, fell at the bottom of the bleachers, got up, took off. It was maybe 2 or 3 kids that you can see kind of give chase, but Karmelo was gone, so they weren't even going to put a finger on him and touch him. Again, there was a scuffle that ensued at the top of the bleachers, and Karmelo got it there. But I don't know why that was not brought up in court. I don't know why that was shown. I don't know if the ISD gave us a bogus ass video. I don't know, but that's what I saw.
It's for people who saw the video, because we want to make sure that we get that information out there. The other thing is that we have noticed major disparities when we look up statistically the sentencing structures that Judge Roach sentences minorities under. There's at least a 75% disparity in the length of the prison sentence when the defendant is of color. And so this is a concern for us here in Collin County. I reside here. And so I am concerned as a citizen, if the law is supposed to be equal and everybody is supposed to be protected under that law, sorry about that. That means every race of people are protected, right? And so with that being said, I'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to express what we saw and what we're concerned about here in Collin County.
Okay, sorry, you get right there. I'm Christopher King. I actually was a licensed attorney in Collin County several years ago, working with the city of Frisco on a certain project. But I'm Christopher King. My handle is KingCast online. I'm also a journalist, and I have a couple things for you briefly. Today, I have filed my request for all exhibits used at trial. We'll see how that turns out. I had mailed it in before with a self-addressed stamped envelope, didn't get a response, so I figured I'd fly down here and file it in person this time. So as to this trial, what I see as an attorney, I saw what I believe to be malpractice. And I don't know why it happened, but I will tell you a couple of quick reference points. Number one, he allowed those students young people, not professional people, to testify as to ultimate issues of fact, such as, was it murder or not? Yes. Was there provocation? Karmelo provoked him. That's not how it works. You have to make them elocute as to what Karmelo did to allegedly provoke a situation. That's how it works. And when you don't object to it in the cases in chief, you cannot come back later post hoc and then ask the judge and complain about it in a jury charge. There were also no expert witnesses produced, no use of force expert, no jury no jury professional consultant was there that I know of. Okay, so these are all very serious questions on this case, and I don't understand it, but I don't like it, and I think this is the proverbial travesty of justice that we have just witnessed here. And there needs to be an investigation. It's not right. It's just not right. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your. So I actually speak with them. And so what's now? And this is what I stated at the beginning. What's next now is definitely a fight for justice. It's definitely a fight. They are definitely ready to file an appeal, which an appeal has officially been filed today.
So this was news to me. I didn't even know this. Apparently, the whole reason why the Karmelo was up under that tent in the first place is because of this dude, Eddie, who invited him to come and said nothing. When those 4 boys got up and tried to remove him, when he was asked on the stand why he didn't intervene, he responded, "I didn't feel I had to." Had a video of the altercation, deleted it before it could be retrieved. And we know that if that video was incriminating Karmelo in any way, they would have found that video, even if they had to AI engineer a video. So I'm thinking that video had something on there that they didn't want to be seen by evidence. It's almost like a setup, because something's not shaking right. You mean to tell me, and then he's
a setup. Something went wrong because Karmelo Anthony was just supposed to be beat up. Absolutely. He was just supposed to be beat up, but unfortunately, Austin lost his life that day.
So basically, the dude that he met up with set him up to get jumped.
That's what it looks like. And then that's alleged. But regardless, 6 guys approached Karmelo Anthony that day. And that looked like they were going to bully him. I can't allegedly say it's a setup, but what happened in the courtroom with this young man, act like he barely knew him. Yes, he was there to see him. Maybe he was coached, because it's true that they were there to beat him up. The same story kind of went the same when you listen to the people. They said the same story, that there was security. When I'm saying security, they had their little group of security. 2 other guys went down at the bottom of the bleachers. They were there to look on the lookout, make sure the coaches didn't see what was going on. 6 guys approached a 130-pound young man who was a star athlete.
I'm gonna say this. It do sound like that he got set up by that dude. Because if he gonna sit there and say, well, it didn't seem like I needed to defend him, and he was in the tent talking to him before the incident occurred, that means that he was involved in it. Allegedly.
Right. I'm glad you said alleged, because it is alleged. But again, he was approached by 6 other students, and big guys. and he was attacked. He was grabbed to be pulled back. His bag was taken. He was grabbed by his hoodie. He was plain and simply assaulted. Karmelo Anthony was assaulted. And everybody knows it. At the end of the day, he was assaulted. And Austin lost his life. But what the people are not trying to, what they're trying to cover up is that him being assaulted. And it's a damn shame that there's a tape. And they don't want to release the tape. Hell, y'all might as well not show the tape to anybody. Because now that's going to start so much different controversy. So it seems like the government, the system, they wanted some of this to be leaked again, just for more controversy in case, so they can cover up what they doing on the back end and make this a big, everybody's startled. This is everywhere. Everybody's focus has been on what is going on with this case. I mean, you can feel the tension in the air when you walk in stores now. I know black people, you guys are feeling the Karmelo Anthony case when you walk in a store that's majority white. You feel like everybody's staring at you now, and now you see a little bit more of the racist people coming out. The guy swerved in front of me today in the truck. I'm like, okay, is this because the end? Okay, this is real out here, y'all. And I believe they do this to make the people not pay attention to what they're doing on the back end. And this guy was simply bum rushed. He was assaulted. You assaulted him when you took his bag. You assaulted him when 6 guys walked up there. You assaulted him when he tried to get away. Y'all surrounded him. So if you want him to leave, why did you surround him? Ask yourself that question. If they wanted Karmelo to leave, why wasn't an adult going up there and telling him to leave? Why didn't the students go say, do the job and then tell him to leave? If you wanted him to leave, why did you surround him? That's it. We just beat you. We beat you again. Ask yourself that question. Ain't nobody said it like that. If you wanted Karmelo Anthony to leave, why did you barricade him? That's all we got to say. That's why we beat you. Because you didn't want him to leave. Why was he? Anybody watching that tape and the judge watched that tape, if they wanted him to leave, why did they pull him back then? Why did they surround him so he couldn't leave? He was barricaded, Buck. See, with a name like Buck, we already know what you came in here on. Buck the Commander. I said, damn. Buck the Commander. Buck comes in here and commands you to do the exact same thing that Austin and the rest of them guys had did. Buck came in here. If you don't listen to Buck gonna buck on you. See, look at Buck. Buck right here. Buck said he wasn't barricaded. And clear as day that we know that man was barricaded, gang. He was barricaded. You just, what kind of crack you putting in your pipe? Donald Trump is not your friend. Donald Trump don't care nothing about you, gang. He don't know your mama. He don't know your daddy. Donald Trump don't know you, gang. So stop all this Trumpalism. All this that don't make no sense. You know that boy was barricaded. Let me say, if you wanted him to leave, why it take 6 of y'all to come up there for one brother then? Do I gotta say it like that for you, Buck Commander? Because you ain't commanding nothing over here, gang. You ain't come over here with that commanding stuff over here, gang. We ain't got to live like that. No, we ain't living like that, bro, at all. See, they ain't had to barricade him. They ain't want him to leave. If they wanted him to leave, Buck Commando, tell me one thing. Why they pull him back? You should have pushed him. Yeah, you pulled him. You pulled him towards you, so you ain't want him to leave. See, we know how shit go because, we all been in high school, Diamond. We seen high school fights. Everybody seen what a high school fight is. Everybody has seen what happened in high school on them bleachers. Yeah, you act like y'all don't know what happened on them bleachers in high school. Now y'all just got stupid. I don't know what happened on the bleachers. I ain't never seen a fight on the bleachers. You know, if you've been to high school, if 6 people walk up on you on them bleachers, it's a problem. Hit the like button. Stop playing with me, gang. I ain't got to live like this. We all been to high school. We know when we went to a high school game and we was sitting in the bleachers, gang. Y'all know what time it is. Let's stop playing this race car game. Good and bad, evil, all that. When you sitting on the bleachers, because all of us been to high school, and we see, you know how they stepping up the bleachers, going up the hill. It's 6 dudes walking up them damn bleachers. Y'all knew what time it was in high school. I said, damn. Diamond, you knew what time it was. Buck, don't you come up in here with Buck. But let me see what Buck had to say. Who told you he was barricaded? Who pulled him? You're making up stuff. Now we making up stuff, Buck. Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers, come on, hit the link, Buck. Tell me, Buck. So, Buck, you mean to tell me you ain't seen nothing going on around here, Buck? What's wrong with you? You come up here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to just go in here and start typing because I got fingers. You ain't come up here typing, Buck, like that, bro. Because if you don't know, if Buck say there was no barricade, who pulled him, you making stuff up. Buck, you ain't even watch what's going on. Okay, Buck, it's a vertical side. It's 2 lives up. It's going to be a link in the one that's going straight across, not the vertical. I'm finna drop the link because I want to know what you talking about, Buck. Just be respectful,
Right.
Buck.
Right, and let me be honest though. I'm really now curious to know what his relationship with that so-called friend and Karmelo had together. Like, I want to know if there was some type of jealousy or beef that was going on that he didn't know about, or maybe because to me it do sound like, if you really look at it, right? Why would he be under a rival's tent in the first place if he wasn't invited?
That part.
So that means that the person we really should be looking at is the so-called friend that sent him over there.
But here's the thing. Now let's not act. Now I'm sure that my whole chat can agree with. Put a 1 in the chat when I say this, Band-Aid gang. Chat. Just put a 1 in the chat. I need everybody to participate on this so we know we tracking right. Now, Diamond, watch this one. Watch this. Tell me if I'm right, Diamond. Everybody been in high school, right, Diamond? You've been in high school, right? I know you have, right? I just want to hear you say it.
Of course.
So we all been in high school. So who do you not know, Band-Aid gang? When we was in high school, right? Everybody, just put yourself back in high school. And you was playing the opposite team, right? And your team was on one side of the bleachers, and their team was on one side of the bleachers. Tell me who the hell don't remember when you and your partners knew people that was on the other side of the bleachers, and you didn't go over there on that side and just go chill with some of them people over there on the other side of the bleachers. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm right, gang. We all did it. We was on the opposite team. I did it at a basketball game because I played football. So when we was playing a rival team or whatever, and I had partners that went to that rival team, I went over there to the bleachers. They didn't care. I was over there messing with my homeboys that was going to the school over there, gang. We got to put ourselves back in high school. We know how that went. When we was in high school, we went to the other side of the bleachers, to the opposition of the school. It might have been some different females over there. You want to go holler at they get a female over there. We went over there to the other side of the bleachers. We all know we did that in high school. And they came to your side, but it wasn't no drama, right? It wasn't no drama back then. Now you had, sometime it was drama. After the game, it depends on who lost. But we all know, like Mike said in there, talk to girls. We went over there. It was no problem. In a melanated school, it really wasn't no problems. My homies over there, my guy, who know, we had friends that went to the other school. We all went to games that we went to the other side of the bleachers to go chill. So let's go back to high school again. So if Karmelo Anthony, and it's raining, remind you guys, it is raining. Why would Karmelo Anthony have the thing that people were saying was a weapon, which they said was a knife, but it was something to clean your cleats? Well, Diamond Gang, Band-Aid Gang, let's do them all type of ways tonight. If it's raining outside, Band-Aid Gang, see, you can't let me get to cooking because I'll start cooking up all type of shit. I'll serve you. Now, when I get to cooking, you know why he had that thing for the cleats, Diamond Gang? Do you know why he had the thing for the cleats? Give me
But
a
they actually showed a picture of it, and it is a utility.
I know that, Diamond, but let me ask you, do you know why he had it? I'm about to do them all type of ways. Watch me cook, gang. You want me to tell you why he had that thing for the cleats, Diamond Gang?
Nope.
You want me to tell you why?
Sure, tell me.
Watch me work, gang. Because it was raining. If it's raining, Band-Aid Gang, that means your cleats are going to get wet in them. Mud and dirt and all type of stuff in them because the mud and the stuff is going to stick to your cleats. Hit the like button. So if it's raining, that means it's going to stick to your cleats. So you're going to dig out the dirt. You're going to crunch the dirt out of your cleats.
I have seen an image of what they said is the so-called weapon, and it has a light on it, and it shows that it's like it's a multi-tool. So it got multi things to it. Now, my thing is this. If they would have never approached him, this situation probably would have never escalated. But we also don't know if this was when I see you, I'm gonna catch you, I'm gonna do XYZ to you. Mind you, we don't know what led up to this moment. We don't know if they had priors at school. We don't know if they've seen each other other places and got into it. We don't know that. But it's very odd to me for him to be sitting there talking to somebody that's from a rival school, and then all of a sudden 6 boys come up to him.
Somebody, Mike said, what you think about that situation, Diamond? So, gang.
What situation? Can you what is he referring to?
Put it in the chat again, Mike. So let me just say that again for all the replay gang. When 6 people approach you because you're on their side of the bleachers and you was in high school, they was coming to kick you in your ass. Yeah, they came to kick him in his ass. They came to kick Karmelo in his ass. I can't make this shit up. Because we all went to the other side of the bleachers in high school and mingled around with the ops.
I don't think it was. I'm looking at the comment and what he said.
I was one of them guys. I was one of them guys at the basketball game. I'm jumping my butt down the bleachers. I'm walking around the court and I'm going up, sliding through with my partners. And we up in the bleachers hollering at my homeboys, hollering at a couple girls sitting on the bleachers. Now imagine I'm over there doing that, right? And then somebody from the op school, 6 of them walk up on you, gang. They come in there to kick you in your ass because you in the wrong spot. You in the wrong spot. What's going on, gang? They wanted Karmelo Anthony off the bleachers on their side. Why did they want Karmelo Anthony off the bleachers, Band-Aid Gang? They wanted him off the bleachers because he was kicking their ass in football. See, he was already a target. He was the captain of the football team. See, I was a captain of my football team. To be a captain of the football team, you gotta be good. That means you go out there first at the coin toss. You call it what heads or tails. You go out there with the other captains of the team. All of y'all been in high school. So Karmelo Anthony went over there and they said, there go that Anthony boy right there. Because we know Austin and Hunter played football too. So they didn't want Karmelo on their side because he was kicking them in the their ass. So they came over there with 6 up the bleachers. Look, man, you ain't even wanted up under here. It's raining, man. We don't even want you on this side. Man, I can chill over here all I want, man. I'm just chilling. And you got the right to chill. There go another one. There it is. And I said, damn. There it is. Where did he did not have the right to go on that side? See? Yeah, it's a sucker born every day. But the gang ain't born every day. We do you all type of way. Tell me, Band-Aid gang. See, this is why they try to sabotage my channel. And they be recording everything that I had done did. Because when I get to cooking, I get to cooking. When did he not have a right to go over there, Band-Aid gang? When at any basketball game, Band-Aid gang, that y'all been to, when you was at your school at a game, that they just told you just can't go on that side. Don't go over there.
Exactly. And
they wasn't saying that in high school. We was ours. The gym was ours.
To me, it seems like this was the rivalry before this situation even happened. I believe that Karmelo, because Karmelo still has not talked, right? And I think when he starts talking, he's going to tell that they've been into it for a while now. Watch what I tell you. This incident was not the first incident that them two have, those has came at him. This is not the first time.
Absolutely not. And this is when I get the cooking gang. Somebody, Joe, come up in here. Joe Blow comes in here and say, why you have a knife at a track meet? Joe Blow. He did not have a knife at a track meet. It was not a knife again.
Well, hold on. I did see the image that they presented. It is a knife, but it's also a multi-tool. It's a knife in it.
It's a multi-tool.
And it's a $13 multi-tool that was sold by Walmart for $13.
But what did they say in the courtroom? They established in the courtroom that it wasn't just a knife.
Right, and it was legal.
Hit the like button. There it is. There it is. I said, damn. But here's the thing. I'm giving you I gave y'all 2 things that you ain't heard. You ain't heard it on YouTube.
You know what, Dub? Let's just look at the fact that people can actually hold mace. People can have mace. Mace is legal.
Right.
So you mean to tell me somebody can't hold mace on them if they go around people and they can't protect themselves? They can't have mace. They can't have anything of protection. Why is it that you got to ask the question, why did he have it on it? Why can't you ask why he had it on him? Why can't you ask what was the purpose of them approaching him where he had to use it? How about you ask that question? Ask the question of why did they approach him enough to the point where he felt like he had to defend himself in that manner? That means that this is not the first encounter that they had together. And 9 times out of 10, whoever that little boy is that he was talking to has something to do with them coming approaching him again. Trust me. Not to mention, they were suspended from track before this situation happened. And because they went fishing instead of going to track, they skipped track to go fishing, and they got suspended by the coach.
Gabe says there's no school district where that multi-tool doesn't get you expelled.
Was they in school? Okay, so if you want to play that game, what about that
he's
other
keeping
guy?
It real. He said, hold on, Diamond, hold on. He's dropping a real spill. You ain't paying attention. You're not paying attention to what he said. He's saying that the tool don't get you expelled if you have a multi-tool. Pay attention.
Exactly. It won't make you expelled. But okay, so let me back up because he was correct. He was correct.
Let me get him up out of the chat.
Let me.
Hey, Miles, go get her WF Bang. We'll get him up out of here.
Right. So my thing is, okay, so you are correct on that. There is no reason why that he would still get expelled.
Knock him out of here, y'all. Get him up out of here.
9 times out of 10, This has not been the first encounter that these boys have had with him. Not to mention
Some of
they were
y'all probably
threatening
can't.
girls as well. So
I
this is
get it.
not like they weren't out here bullying people. Not saying excusing the fact that this little boy lost his life. I'm not saying that. But I do, however, have pause on the fact that this has escalated around grown adults. Mind you, any other grown adult see a group of boys walking to another boy, they ain't going to intervene. That's a problem in itself. So I'm wondering where the grown-ups was in this situation and how they let it get so far in the first place.
That's true. Again, let this be known to the new people. We all mingled in high school on the other side of the bleachers. When are you not allowed on the other side of the bleachers? Why was that boy sent over there to be security that day? He needed him to protect the tent. For what? What do you need to protect the tent for? When did everybody been in high school, grown folks that come over here on the chat and you ain't heard it from nowhere else? When did you not know people to go on the other side of the bleachers and mingle with their friends that went to the other school? We all did it. And if you went to the other, ask yourself this, grown people. If you did go over there to the other side of the bleachers, Band-Aid gang, and you was approached by 6 guys, that mean they blocked you in. They was coming to do what? Kick you in your ass. You knew when you sitting down on a bleacher, Band-Aid gang, and 6 people walk up in front of you and you sitting down. And they like, hey, you ain't want it over here? Get on up out of here. Well, how the hell am I supposed to get up out of here? I'm sitting down, my heart beating because I don't want to fight. I don't want to get embarrassed out here. I'm grabbing something like in case y'all finna whoop on me. So I'm grabbing something. Because these boys weigh 200 plus pounds, 6'1". And they standing over you. Karmelo didn't jump up like, what's up, man? Whoa. He tried to get away. If the boy fell up on top of him, what that mean, Band-Aid gang? Karmelo was probably trying to get the hell up out of there and slipped on the low part. They was on the high part. He tried to chase him down and he fell on top of him. Why? Because it was raining. And Karmelo had that thing in his hand and he fell on top of him just like the old lady had done said. I said, damn. Y'all know what them bleachers look like. Stop playing dope fiend over here. I'm going to just go smoke some dope and act like I ain't even know what happened. No, that ain't it. You just can't come over here on that dope. You on that dope if you acting like you ain't went over there. You smoking something. I ain't never been to high school. You a lie. I ain't never went on the other side of the bleacher. Yes, you did. If you didn't go over there, you probably wasn't even popular. I said, damn, you wasn't popular. You could go over there anyway. You was scared to talk to girls. So, you was scared to talk to them girls. So you didn't go over there. So I understand that some of y'all didn't go over there square business. Right, but we did. And we knew back in them days, if you was approached by 6, your ass could be carried by 12. I said that. No, you could be carried by 6. Ain't it 6? They came to put Karmelo in the casket. They came. 6 of them came. Diamond Gang, how many people it take to carry a casket?
I believe 6.
6 deep. They came to put Karmelo in the casket. But
now, I will say this.
Austin got put in the casket.
See, but I blame his father for that. I blame his father for teaching him that it's okay to be like that. And I think that he was going through, him and his brother, him and his twin. Now, mind you, we ain't even talking about the other boys that was with them. because we need to go into that detail too, because there was other boys with him, not just the twins. We only talking about the twins right now. But there's other boys that was involved in this that nobody even knows what their names is and what they look like or any of that. But believe you me, this situation stems from at home. And I know that all this stuff is going to come out about this father. Okay? It's already starting to hit the fan, but
We
I
need to
think it's
go,
going to get
Diamond
worse.
Gang. You know what I need you to hit me with some intel with tomorrow, because I need to know what Karmelo's stats was like in football. Because I believe Karmelo was doing them boys all type of ways on that football field.
I do too. I believe that as well. And I would like to know what's going on with that coach as well, because I feel like this. If you're going to go after him, why didn't all the 6 boys that attacked him, why didn't they get charged with assault? Why isn't the coach getting some type of why isn't he fired from his job? Why isn't he getting in trouble for not stepping in or causing the situation to escalate by sending them over there? From what they say, I want to see the tape. They need to go on and release the tape to the public so we can be able to go from there.
Now, that's true. Now, you're entitled to your opinion. There was a tape. Just in Meats. There was a tape, gang. People went and seen it. White people went and seen it. See, this what I'm saying. Cocaine is a powerful drug, gang. You can't go somewhere and smoke cocaine, gang, and get on the internet late at night. I'm gonna just go smoke dope and then come on and say, look what he said. See, this when you smoking dope. I'm gonna go hit the pipe and then go in there and type in, there was a videotape. I said, see, that's that cocaine. Cocaine a powerful drug, Band-Aid gang. Because Justin came in and said, I'm gonna go smoke some dope and then go in there and type in, there was a videotape. I said, damn. And exactly, gang, people seen the tape. And they telling you that they seen the tape. And what was on the tape? Did you see the tape? That's that dope. That's that dope, man. Get that dope. People get on here late at night after they done hit the pipe. They hit the pipe and then come up on here off the pipe. I'm going to just type because I got fingertips. Nah, man.
Right. And everybody has they're entitled to their opinion until we see the tape. When you see the tape, when it finally hits the airwaves, then we'll know exactly what happened. Right now, we're going off of what everybody is saying and what they said in so-called in the courtroom. But a lot of evidence was not presented in the courtroom. The video was allegedly not shown in the courtroom. So there's a lot of things that was malpractice was a part of this.
But man, you gotta give us more credit, Diamond. We just dropped the gem on these people tonight. What's the gem? What's the gem that you dropped? There was a videotape. Okay, the gem we dropped was 6 people came to put him in the casket. 6 people came on the other side of the. When was he not allowed to be over there at a game? You can go to the snack bar, go get you some nachos, go get you a pop, mingle all around the field. We do that.
Right. And where is the policy stating that rivals can sit in another?
Bingo. Thank you, Diamond. Woo! Diamond just did them all type of ways. Where is the policy? It's so many different clauses in this Band-Aid game that we knocking your drawers off with. So, they just going online wasting their time. No, when we go online, we talking to them ancestors. Yeah, we talking to them spirits. See, it's a lot of turmoil, but it got to be some truth that come out somewhere. And guess what? We gonna spit it. People over here in the melanated community, even in the white community. Thank you all my white people. It's been some white people came over here. Troy came over here from Proud Boy. Troy came over here and he kept it all the way. He was from the Proud Boys. He kept it real. We gotta recognize, gang, that it's not a we not going off color. What's right
We
is
gotta
right is
go
wrong
off
is wrong. You know
facts.
what came into color? What really brought this into color? Yeah, people was gonna say it was racial. Yeah, but not as many would until after you seen that daddy get up on there and knock his own drawers off. See, the daddy went up there and made it look worse. The daddy went up there and made it look worse.
Because he always been a secret closeted racist. And
The
it
daddy
finally
was
is
a
coming
racist.
out. Been racist, probably been spewing all that hatred to his kids this entire time. But like I said, we're only talking about the twins right now. I want to talk about those other boys that was involved as well, because I would love to see what their parents are saying about this situation. You know what irritates me the most? When other parents try to protect their kids from getting held accountable for their actions as well. So their parents need to also answer questions on why their kids ain't getting locked up as well for assault.
So let me ask you something, Carlos. Let's just say, let me do you all type of ways. Now, Carlos says this, Band-Aid Gang. Carlos, I'm reading your chat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming in, Carlos. This ain't no shade. And the one I call the dope fiend, no shade, man. I'm just that's part of my show. Yeah, I love to joke. I love to have fun, but I ain't gonna just no shade. Now, here's the thing. Carlos says someone stabbed someone in the heart, hard enough to go through the bone, and you think he is innocent? Where's the anger for the parents who bought a $9K house and a $150K car from the GoFundMe? Diamond, you want to elaborate on that?
Well, first of all, those funds are frozen, so I don't know where you're lying from. His parents, Karmelo family, already had money. That's the reason why they were in that area, in that district. They already had money. You can't just move into certain areas in Texas and not have no money. They had money already, okay? So stop trying to make it seem like they were broke and they just came up off this GoFundMe.
Okay. So let's do another scenario, Band-Aid Gang. Your ass out in the woods, Carlos. You in the woods, Carlos. Out there, and a couple of your buddies, they went to go to make a beer run. I'm gonna make a beer run. Stand right here, Carlos, and watch the fire. And Carlos, you're like, oh, I'll watch the fire. I'm gonna just keep on cooking marshmallows. Okay, stay right here. You want anything to bring? Yeah, just bring me a Jaeger. Bring me a Jaeger. And everybody, all right, I'll wait. And all of a sudden, a car pull up with 6 black dudes, and all you got is the goddamn little knife that when y'all went fishing that night, that you was gonna cut the fish with. And all 6 of them boys came up on you, ready to do you all type of ways. Would you have used that knife, Carlos? Would you have used that knife if you was attacked by 6 black dudes, gang? Everybody, let me answer it. I would have. Don't nobody want to get beat up. I'm gonna take this ass. Don't nobody want to get punched in their face. Don't nobody like to get punched on. Who likes to get punched on? What if Karmelo head hit that hard ass metal on them goddamn bleachers up in the corner, and he hit his head up on that bleacher? Y'all know how hard them bleachers is. What if Karmelo broke his back in between? Because you know the bleachers go step up. What if he broke his back? And I didn't come here today to make stuff worse. I came here to just look at the other ways that this could have happened. and that there is a tape out and people have viewed this tape and they have seen something totally different. They have cut this tape off, and the district attorney signed off that they don't have to show this tape to any of us anymore. Why? If Karmelo
And I
Anthony,
hope that all the judges, I mean not the judges, but all the attorneys, the new attorney that he has, that Karmelo has, actually fights for that tape to still get released. Because just because they tried to do that don't mean it's gonna stay that way. But hopefully some things shake.
right? I agree.
Because right now they're
Saturdays
trying
is
to
already
protect
late, man.
right now they're trying to protect face, because they done did a lot of messy stuff in this trial, right? So they know if people get a hold of that tape or they get a hold of other people's tapes, because mind you, all those people that was out there, somebody had a phone. You think that people weren't recording that? Trust to believe somebody recorded it. And when that finally comes out, because somebody's going to be like, okay, I'm going to release what I have on my phone.
But that's neither here and there. Now, this is the thing, Diamond, and I'm not trying to cut you off, but, why haven't we seen this even before he got sentenced? If it was stuff out there, why haven't it surfaced? It should have surfaced before he even went to trial.
You would think, unless somebody got paid off. Allegedly.
That's where I was about to go to next.
Allegedly, because
yes.
you got way too many adults that were out there at the time of the incident not to have something on videotape, or kids that were out there that didn't record something. Like, you can't tell me nobody had a phone to record the incident that occurred. But my thing is everybody's relying on the school tape. I feel like the school's about to get sued again if they ain't already being sued specifically for that tape, for all footages that they have.
This is a good comment by Mom. She said, correct, Diamond. Everybody listen to this. This is a gem. His new lawyer will be going to request all evidence for a discovery.
Exactly. In the discovery packet, when he's a new attorney, he needs all the evidence. So they can't deny him evidence because he's a new attorney to the defendant. So that is correct.
Damn, we good at what we do over here, Band-Aid Gang. And the people love us. See, they love us. My white friends, they come over here and say, man, that boy, he be making some facts. I like him, but I don't like him. I try not to like him, but I like him. I understand that. This is what it's for. Because I came over here, Band-Aid Gang, just in case this little punk-ass race war, they want us to hate the white. How the hell I'm going to start a race? We going to have a race war, and I might be fighting with a white person that really thought that Karmelo Anthony was railroaded. So, what we need to do as a people is realize that this is all a distraction, first and foremost. And let's not fall into the trap. That's all. We need to be prepared and watching what's up in the air and what they're putting in our foods and stuff like that, because it's us against them. This is a distraction. Yes, this man should Karmelo Anthony had done some time. Y'all want to hear it from me? Yeah. But he shouldn't have got 35 years. Give him 10 years like they gave the other little white boy. Get out in 5 years. Give him manslaughter.
Right. I would have even said 10 in home confinement, or I would have said community home confinement, community service, and mental health, some type of mental health therapy. It should be ordered for him to have therapy as well, not just the other people that were involved. That was a traumatic situation for him as well. Not to mention the fact that there was another case of a boy unaliving somebody that he fought in the bathroom, and he got 10 years. So we can't just sit here and say like this is the same. This is going to continue to happen where people are not going to ever get the same amount of time for the same amount of crime. So we need to keep fighting, y'all.
Thank you, Diamond. You awesome. I want to thank Peanut Butter for coming up here. I want to thank Miss Liz for coming up here. So before we get ready to close out this live, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it again. No one is saying that Karmelo Anthony. So all the people on the replay gang and people that watch and been watching our commentary. So not biased to anything. We're not blind. But I say this before we get ready to leave here.
Hey, someone
not saying Karmelo Anthony.
Hold on, real quick though. Someone said in the comments that the plea deal was 10 years manslaughter. But when was that plea deal introduced? Ask that question. When was it introduced? And honestly, have we heard from Karmelo yet? No. So if he honestly feels like he defended himself, and we don't know from him yet if he defended himself, do you really think he should have took the plea deal? Or do you think he should fight for self-defense like everybody else would?
Right.
So yeah, he did get offered a plea deal from what you say, right? But should he have took the plea deal, or should he continue to fight for his right to defend himself? Those are two different things. Like, we can have our opinions, but at the end of the day, we don't even know what he ain't talking right now. Just like, you know, the other individuals that was jumping on him ain't talking right now. So let's be honest.
You're awesome, Diamond. I love being up here with Diamond Gang and Dr. E. Y'all know what Dr. E, he did us all type of ways today. He must have had surgery. He must have doing surgery on somebody. Damn, gang, y'all hit the like button. And again, I wanted to say this. Thank you, Diamond, again. Thank my mods. My mods are awesome. MFD, Nurse 59, Mike, September Virgo. And I still ain't said what I was gonna say. I want to thank everybody for coming in, even the people that had their opinion. And if you ever want to, you come on our platform and discuss it if we have further updates. Because I ain't gonna get into nothing, and you're not gonna see me post as Karmelo Anthony. I'm always digging and I'm finding clues, and whatever it is on this case right now, I will be updating. Because they don't want me over there talking about Trump. Yeah, they try to kick me in the ass. Because when I do Trump all type of way, they try to take the monetization away. And I said, damn. So anyway, Dan Day Gang, for everybody that's new and that's watching this channel, I'm going to tell y'all this. That's because Dr. E, you probably was on the wrong side to get the link. That you got two sides. You got a vertical. It's two lives going, a vertical and a horizontal. So I want to say this. No one is saying Band-Aid Gang. Nobody is saying replay gang, people that come across this video, and that we're just looking at Karmelo Anthony should have got some time, but he shouldn't have got 35 years. That's all we saying over here. Because of all the different clues that we have found and that people have seen, and that have seen the tape, it was a railroad. So give him what you, very strange, ain't never been no robbery. And with that being said, I'm C-Dub, Mr. I ain't said a word, but you know what I'm saying. And I said, damn. And I'm with Diamond, and I'm with the real Angel. Dr. E, shouts out to him. And we beat you. One of the rawest, uncut, unbiased channels on YouTube. And they be trying to sabotage me, gang. It ain't just gonna get better. And I want to thank my gang and my whole followers, everybody that come over here and support this channel. Thank you guys for coming here tonight. Justice for Karmelo Anthony. Prayers to both of those families because they both lost their children. And none of us know how that feels. Some of us do, but I don't. And I'm just thankful my children are still here. And I pray that everybody else can teach their children good morals and guide them in the right direction. And with that being said, double tap the screen, hit the like button, and we out. Peace.
We out,
Gang.